Hello, my name is Tina, and I hope you can hear me. This is the G Sport Hub, and today the reaction to the draw show is going to be very different because I'm here. I'm literally here. I was in Montpellier for the whole long weekend. First, I had the chance to finally attend the KC match live for the EMEA Masters Finals, which delivered even more than my wildest dreams. Followed by a similarly incredible low bracket finals in the LEC, I thought, why not live react to the draw show the next day? G2 made my day already unforgettable, and to cap everything off, the draw show was about to begin with DFM's destiny on the line. This is a clip microphone, but I'm probably just gonna use it like this. Oh, that's Odo. Odo is gonna be the one drawing. There was no introduction to the teams, which I'm very sad because I know a lot of stuff about the teams. I was doing some research beforehand and during the finals. I'm gonna explain everything later on. The first one though is GAM! So, oh no, they have introductions. GAM Esport is basically one VCS. Even like the regular season as well as the playoffs, but they weren't clean at all. In the finals they won against TV, which is like Team Wales, but TV was playing with their substitute support. At least the AD carry from GAM, both Slater, is really insane. I really want to dodge GAM if I'm DFM, basically that's it. Now, this is gonna be in the other group. I don't know what this means just yet, but PSG! Okay, so that means they can't be in the same group anymore, which is good for us, which is good. PSG talent won PCS just like very clearly. They went to 5 games. I think like they're super kind of like G2 in some instances. They're like went to 5 games a lot of times against CFO, who also went to 5 games a lot of times. It was messy, but I think PSG is still clear the first one. And also TV Team Wales from VCS were saying that basically the only team they couldn't really beat in South Asia and Japan and all those regions is PSG. So yeah, now we need... Is this what we need? Wait, no, this is bad! This is bad for us! This is bad for us! This is so bad for DFM, no! The crowd is cheering. Well, it's a European crowd. I'm not sure how the boo's coming through. I think this is a controversial opinion, but in my opinion, Golden Guardian is gonna be the one there, but don't tell this to anyone near me. I haven't even seen the bracket one time, they leave it up for super short. So this is gonna be the one in the group of GAM. Okay, I don't know what this means. Oh no, that's like they're gonna... Wait, what? Okay, I need to see the bracket. I think I lost it. By the way, CFO was doing a miracle run. They shouldn't have won, or they didn't, but they shouldn't have been second seed of PCS. They were doing a miracle run, 5 games throughout the low bracket. They also knocked out one of the J team, who were one of the favorites, or at least like was supposed to be the second seed. They knocked them out. Okay, so GAM plays PSG, GGS, CFO. I see how it is. So this is not good for... Alright, no, this is... I mean, this is... I don't know if it's good for us or not. Wales! But they can only go to the EU group. Wales can only go to the EU group because the other group already has GAM. So they're gonna go to the... I mean, you understand. I made a Twitter post explaining how exactly this works, but Team Wales, like, it was already known. It was already known that they are gonna be in the same group as the UNA. So yeah, they have a support who is, by the way, I think last year, I was told last year as well, had a lot of health issues. He couldn't play in the finals, and they still took a game away from GAM, so they shouldn't really be underestimated, but apparently they are, I don't know, they have good screams, but that's scream box. So yeah, what we want is, can we beat PSG? I think it's just about PSG. This is gonna be DFM? Loud, okay, it's Loud. Loud was playing just yesterday. I obviously wasn't able to watch it because I'm here. I mean, I was here yesterday as well, so I couldn't watch it, but I heard from CBLOL English people that Loud is basically dominating the whole split, about the same as MSI. So Loud is gonna play GAM, okay. DFM, from the 2 bad decisions, DFM is the better one now, from the 2 bad ones. I was watching R7, I was live viewing the whole game because I was rooting for Astral, the team that they beat. So Astral would have been perfect here for the storylines, but R7 was just better. By far, they were a better team. But now comes DFM. I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna scream. There you go, that's the finals. Also, we still don't know if it's gonna be Ataman or Utah on the top lane. There are some speculations. Spectator streams are starting next week or this week if you're watching this video probably. Spectator streams are starting in a few days is what I'm saying. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ataman plays top lane, probably gonna scream with both teams. So we're playing first CFO, then oh my god, then GGBDS. I'm gonna say best case scenario is like we're gonna be second in this group next to EUNA, and we play the first team from the other group, which is most likely PSG, which is bad. It is bad. No, even if we win against CFO, then the next game afterwards is gonna be most likely GGS, I think, or BDS. I should add, I think either of them around these people. It's gonna be either of them. So even if we beat CFO, then most likely, very likely, we're gonna lose to EUNA. And afterwards, if we get second in this, I mean, if we lose then we're most likely gonna play CFO again or TV. TV said that they have a good record in scrims against LJL teams. That's coming from official sources. So they said that they have good record against LJL, but they just said LJL teams, and like every other team other than DFM was kind of shaking. That match can be either. I think DFM can beat either, if I'm being honest. Can. The word is on can. I'm not saying they will. They can. I have a lot to say. Not necessarily nice things. This is not a good draw, guys. This is not a good draw. Merci Montpellier. I had fun. Thank you guys. Yeah, back to the hotel. So finally, welcome to my hotel where I want to do a little bit of a breakdown, like a little bit of predictions, a little bit of what I expect, what I hope for. Spoiler alert, things are not looking great. Even if I don't count like everything that happened with DFM, with like the whole top lane situation that we still don't know really too much about. We don't know if Upperman is gonna play top or Utah is gonna play top. But even like not counting that, even if DFM was in their prime form, this is really rough. I was trying to say a lot of things, and I'm gonna be honest, it was a little too rushed, I think, on the broadcast. There was like a super little time left for the teams. There was no introduction really, at least in French. I'm not sure if this is the case in English. In live, it is a really weird transition, basically just like jumping into the draw show. Anyways, I want to talk a little about what's in here. Let me actually start with not DFM's group, but the other group. It's a little weird how they like separated the groups. This is basically one group, and this is another. This is basically the Valorant format, with like a starting match and then an advancement match, as well as there is, I think in Valorant this is called the losers match, and this is the decider match or lost, whatever. This is the Valorant format where each team can afford to lose one game. At the second loss, they're out, with the caveat that the seeding is going to be important here, because whoever gets first in one group, that means they won both of their games. That team is going to play the second place team from the other group, meaning that that team won 2 games and lost 1. So 2 wins guarantees you into this like cross battle. But the seeding is going to be very important. We're going to get to that as well. So this group is going to have GAM and PSG as the first seeds, playing against Loud and Rainbow 7. Actually, both GAM and Loud had their finals, I think, yesterday. Loud is still dominating CBLOL. The whole league overall got better, but they are still just such a good team. Actually, Pain, who Loud faced in the finals, is also a really good team, but they have some kind of a mental block against Loud. This is basically the same situation if you watch LPL, like what Bilibili Gaming has against JDG. Besides that point, Pain Gaming is very good, but Loud was dominating still the region, and GAM. Wow, the VCS I think is not doing great, if I'm being honest. At least they have Slider now, who is probably, if not the best AD carry in VCS. After the MSI failure, GAM has faced a massive backlash in the VCS, and their new AD carry, Slater, is treated one of the best, so this is probably the redemption arc if they can beat Loud. But I don't know, this team is still somewhat of a question mark with like Slater, how he's gonna do internationally, with Loud is basically being the same level, if maybe a little bit higher than they were at MSI, so should be an interesting match. Definitely watch it. I don't know who's gonna win. PSG Rainbow 7. Whew. I had a very hot take during the Rainbow 7 Astral Finals, LA Finals watch party. I had a very hot take as saying Rainbow 7 can make Swiss. Oh, they got a very bad draft, or draw. That's a draw. Even though PCS, like at the end, had exclusively 5-game series, there were like five game series throughout the end, so all the teams looked kind of shaky. But once again, just as I said in my reaction, my gut reaction, PSG somewhat reminds me of G2. When they're winning, they are winning, and when they're losing, it's scrappy. So I think PCS is not doing the best. J team, who was supposed to be the second seed because they were dominating together with PSG this season, just collapsed in the finals, and CFO had a miracle run. So take it as it is. I think it's gonna be a closer game. I would say PSG here, but it's gonna be much closer than people think. I think GAM versus PSG, I would honestly, I don't know. Oh my god, I keep saying this. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, because what we need to know is either GAM or PSG is gonna be the first in that my scenario. GAM is the wild card because we just don't know how this new team, kind of new AD carry team is gonna do. They lost the game to Team Wales, who had a substitute support in the finals, so that's somewhat worrying. But at the same time, I have faith in GAM, though the VCS has not looked great. The general feeling is that this group is basically anything can happen. I would still favor the first seeds. I can definitely see Loud being one of the seeds, either first or second from this group. But this match can go either way. I would give it to PSG. Whoever is going to be the first. Now let's talk about DFM, because DFM versus CFO is going to be the first match. This is, at first, looks great, because I was asking for CFO when I was making all the predictions on Twitter. I was asking to please play CFO. This is so far so good. My only problem is this one, with this one up here. I would much rather had GAM here, if I'm being honest. I think GGS is going to be the one who advances from North America, but BTS, maybe Crown is going to pop off, so whoever wins here is most likely going to be Team Wales, because I kind of touched on during the reaction, since Team Wales support is having health issues. I don't really exactly know what kind of health issues, but VCS people told me that even last year he was also sometimes sick, had to be hospitalized. The same thing happened just before the finals, so it is not looking too great, even if he can play in Worlds. Team Wales is a very shaky team, and I just can't see how they can win, if I'm being honest. It's not a controversial opinion. One of the 4 seeds is gonna make it here. CFO DFM. Actually, let's talk about Team Wales Scream, because the Scream box, that's the best thing we have before Worlds. We have some Scream box, since Team Wales coach, I think their coach, or one of their like actual knowledgeable person, they said that Team Wales was winning against LGL teams. It was very broad, just the LGL teams. That could mean they weren't winning against DFM, but they were winning against the others, which I can see. And they also said that they are beating PCS teams, except for PSG. PSG is just better than everyone else. And also that's why I was like, yep, they can probably take this. So what does this mean? As with always, this Scream box, probably not much. But if it's anything, then just to compare PSG and CFO, they said that the gap is actually big between PSG and CFO in Screams. So I would say DFM needs to win this. I mean, actually it doesn't even matter. I just realized, because if DFM wins here, let's say they win, let's say GG wins here, That means DFM. As much as I would love to once again joke with my North American friends about DFM beating them, which would be an awesome for the memes, I don't see it happening. So I would say GG is going to be the one, or BDS, let me say or BDS. I'm in Europe, I should say, or BDS. So GG or BDS are going to be the ones who are going to be the first place. And here comes, like, if DFM wins against CFO and losing here, that means they're going to be here in this bracket, and here CFO and TV is gonna play. Even TV can make it, and DFM then needs to play with TV for the second seed, or DFM maybe needs to play once again against CFO. DFM has to win this game, or at least like show that they can win against CFO, because eventually they're gonna either meet CFO or meet a team that's supposedly better than CFO. So if it goes to 3 games, and if all the games are competitive, I'm fine even if DFM losing here, because they can play once again with those teams. It's fine. What I'm trying to get here is the best place we can get here is second. And here comes my problem, because that means if we're second, we're gonna play a best of 5 for the advancement against the first seed from this team, which means whoever wins both of their games. I don't know. I think PSG is the favorite to be the first seed from here. Is it even an upset? Probably not. I can see either of them winning, but this is like a super volatile group, is all I'm saying. Okay, the more I think about this draw is not even that bad. It just that it's hard to have a good draw. I mean, if we trust this scrim details, that's from this little scrim bubble of the PCS, VCS and the LGL, that PSG is the team that really no team can beat. They are the strongest ones. Then I would say they're going to be victorious, and whoever is getting out of here, they all probably lost to scrims in PSG. If PSG is not the one who's getting out of here, or if they're showing a very bad form, not the one that they're showing in scrims apparently, I can see some of them, getting out of here. It's going to be tough. This match is going to be the most important. Not the result, or like not the score line, more just like how DFM looks. And let's talk about DFM, because I don't know if Upperman or Utapon is gonna play top lane, since it has been a while since I checked their solo queue accounts. Okay, Utapon has started playing AD carries as well. And just as I was editing the video, it turns out Utapon is basically exclusively playing bot lane now. The percentage is way higher, and like the last few games are all AD carries or support. So yeah, I am pretty confident that Utapon is now queuing up as AD carry. And as for Upperman has been duoing with Steel until they could duo. Actually, Upperman is Diamond 3. Okay, they can still duo, but Steel is not playing anymore on his Riot account. He went back to his main account, which is way above Diamond, so they can't do anymore. Anyways, from the looks of it, Upperman is playing top lane a lot, and Utapon is playing both. I would think this is like the general consensus right now, that DFM is gonna try both formations. Milan is just so inexperienced. Like, he was playing in teams before DFM. He has never played internationally. Wait, no, he hasn't played at MSI, of course. He has never played internationally. Utapon is also gonna have Asian games, which is that's a whole other story. That's a whole messy story. I was posting about this on Twitter a little. That's a mess what's happening there, and I just hope that it's not gonna hinder too much Utapon's performance in Worlds. That's the predictions. I think I was starting it as there is no hope. Then I showed maybe there is a little bit of hope. Basically what I said, that we can't beat GG or BDS, but we can beat anyone else. So I mean, if we look at it like this, it's gonna be an easy round. No, but for real, DFM has been through a lot. I made literal hours of videos about all the stuffs they have been through, and don't expect much is what I'm asking. More just like try to look at it as a learning experience, as cliche as it sounds. If Milan plays, this is gonna be a great learning experience for him in his first international event. If Upperman is playing, he's gonna be the oldest ever League of Legends player to play at Worlds. Technically, even if they stand in the roster with the main lineup, they can use subs, because both Upperman and Milan are gonna go. This is well known. So technically, even if they announce one lineup, they can legally change the lineup any day. So this was a very pointless video because I was just like, I'm coping very hard, but at least I hope it was fun watching my reactions. I really wanted to dodge GG or BDS, if I'm being honest. In this format, CFO is a good first opponent, if I'm being honest, but I would have much more liked if we get Gam or someone else in here ending first, so we can play the second place team from the others. If everything goes well, most likely our BO5 for the advancement is gonna be against PSG. With that being said, thank you very much for watching this very lengthy video. I was talking for super long. It was a little unusual video. This is my first live reaction. That's it. I swear I'm not gonna say anything else. Make sure to follow our socials, G-Sport Hub everywhere. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get more stuff. The Korean solo queue spectator streams with all the DFM players are gonna start in a few days, so make sure to check that out. We are planning to multicast it so you can watch it both on YouTube and on Twitch, which is also G-Sport Hub. It's gonna be very hype. I'm really waiting for it, and see you there.